Hi everyone, this is Porsche and welcome back to my channel. So, have you ever been in a place whereby things happen and sometimes you feel like I must be in a different planet? Let's talk China culture shock.
Hi, hello, I'm Toya from Kiev, Ukraine. I'm in China for almost 7 months. At first I arrived to Beijing and the first thing that came to my mind is how big everything, distances, the size of the streets, the size of the buildings, the amount of people on the street. So the first impression was like how huge everything is. The second impression was with the food. I tried the most disgusting dish in my life. It was a soup with rice, slimy noodles and some kind of smelly tofu. It's the first and only dish in my life I couldn't finish. I couldn't finish even one spoon.
My name is Eric. This is my culture shock in China. So for the time I've been here, the 5 years, depending on which city you are, people usually take a lot of photos of you, like on the metro, on the bus, taking a walk down the street. People stare if you're someone of color, and the photographs is maybe due to some people are interested, some people are surprised, some people have never seen people of color on TV or any media. So yeah, it's almost like a paparazzi. So people of color, famous out here.
Okay. So when I first came to China, I was first shocked by how often people would stare at me, and they would stare at me unapologetically. That was probably the biggest shock I'd gotten, because back home you're taught you don't stare, it's rude, but here there seems to be no rules in terms of that. And then the next thing I probably noticed, how kind of ignorant people were about other parts of the world. Because I'm from South Africa, and South Africa is quite multicultural, multiracial, and we do tend to be a bit more racially or culturally aware of other people and sensitive. Whereas here, people don't tend to do that. So I'm mixed race, however, here people don't often understand that. They'll ask me questions like, you're from Africa, why isn't your skin darker? Or how can you be from South Africa? How can you be from Africa? You're not black. And even after explaining to some people, they would still have some questions or some misunderstandings.
So Camila, what was the culture shock that you experienced when you first came in China?
Okay, so I think the first time I arrived in China was the feeling that I had when I arrived at the airport, and you can see that people are looking at you in a different way, that you look like different Western foreigner, and it was the first feeling that I look different from everyone. It's the first time I had this experience. And then the second one was when I started talking with people or going outside, try to order something, and literally nobody could speak English. So this was the first real culture shock, that you want to order just a simple thing like water and you can't communicate. I think one funny thing is when you first arrive in mainland in China and you go to the toilet and you just have the squatting toilet, right? I don't know if I can talk about that, but that's a thing. And in the beginning I was, oh, this is weird, this is disgusting. Or even sometimes when we come from a very contrasting culture, we tend to think that things are wrong because we analyze by our own culture, right? But in the end you just realize that people, they grown up with different habits, and that's it. There's no wrong or right, it's just like people that have different habits. So that was one interesting thing that I guess like all foreigners, they face it when they first arrive in China.
The first thing you're going to notice when you arrive in China is population. There's so many people everywhere. at the bus station, at the train station, at the airports, on the street, at the restaurants. Sometimes it's just overwhelming. Make no mistake and arrive in China around the national holidays, you will be confused by the amount of people everywhere. Or if you're trying to travel around China during the national holidays, oh boy, it's tedious. It's just tedious because there are people everywhere. Number 2, let's talk social media. So, in China, lots of things are blocked. For example, Google is blocked, YouTube is blocked, Instagram is blocked, Twitter is blocked. So many social media platforms are blocked. So for you to be able to access lots of things that are blocked, you need a special VPN. Otherwise, you will be very, very disappointed. Number 3, let's talk food. So I love Chinese food. Chinese food is amazing. Chinese food ranges from great to what the hell is that? Do people really eat that? For example, that. Yeah, some things are just strange, like fermented tofu, which smells like human shit or worse than human shit. But people who eat it say it's very, very delicious. I've never tried it, I don't want to try it. Scorpions and snakes and just strange things. But not everyone eats that, just some people eat that. So for you to be able to get like really nice food, you need local friends. They will recommend you to try out some really, really nice dishes. But personally, I love Chinese food. Apart from, of course, some strange things. Yeah, WeChat. So there's an app called WeChat. And now in China, no one carries cash. Everything is done on WeChat. You pay your rent on WeChat, you pay your bills by WeChat, you go downstairs in the small shop, you pay everything by WeChat. You go to the supermarket, you do everything on WeChat. You go to the salon, you make the appointment on WeChat. You call a taxi with WeChat. Like, out of 10, only one person might be having cash, but everyone else does everything on WeChat. So if you're considering coming to China, you might need to think about downloading the WeChat app, because everyone just uses WeChat to make calls, to do everything. Another thing is that Chinese people are obsessed with staring at their phones. Even when 2 people are on a date, you will see a guy is sitting there just on his phone and the girl is there on her phone, and you'll be like, okay, so why did they even go on a date in the first place? Or a family will be somewhere in a restaurant eating and every single person will just be on their phone. Usually when I go out with my friends and they stick on their phones, I just find an excuse to just go. People are just obsessed with staring at their phones everywhere, which is annoying. Because if I'm dining out with a friend and you are just on your phone, I might need to create a call, an emergency call, and just leave, because we should have just stayed at home and texted each other instead of trying to meet up. Yeah. Well, another weird thing that shocked me is that people do not shave. Ladies, they don't shave their vajayjays, they don't shave their armpits. I don't want to talk much about that, it's kind of a sensitive topic, but then lots of people do not do that. In fact, now it's kind of a new thing that few Chinese people who are maybe dating foreign people might be forced to do that. Like, they really don't know they're supposed to do that. which is strange. Yeah, which is strange. On the other hand, guys do not have beards. So if they have a little beard coming out, they're going to shave it, because having a beard is seen as something uncouth, dirty. Yeah, but having this hair and that hair is not seen as dirty at all. Yeah, so that's all about the China culture shock today, and please do like, comment and subscribe for more videos. Thank you very much and see you soon.